Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Motivated Podcast, the channel where English becomes easy, natural, and confident. My name is Jeeban. Today's podcast is very special because we are not going to learn English like a textbook. Today, you will learn English the way real people speak. We will learn English conversation at a restaurant, but through a story. A teacher is teaching his students English using a simple, real-life restaurant story. So relax, listen carefully, and imagine yourself inside the classroom and inside the restaurant at the same time. Let's begin. The classroom was quiet when the teacher walked in. He looked at his students and smiled gently. He knew many of them were afraid to speak English, especially in public places like restaurants. He placed his bag on the table and said calmly, "Today I will not teach you grammar rules. Today I will tell you a story. Through this story, you will learn how to speak English at a restaurant naturally." The students looked curious. Some leaned forward. Some opened their notebooks. The teacher continued, "Close your books for now. Just listen and imagine." The teacher began the story. Imagine you are walking into a restaurant for the first time in your life. You feel a little nervous because everything is in English. The waiter is standing near the door. He smiles and says, "Good evening. Welcome to our restaurant." The teacher paused and looked at the students. "This is the first sentence you should remember," he said. He repeated slowly, "Good evening. Welcome to our restaurant." The students repeated the sentence together. The teacher continued the story. You smile back and say, "Good evening." The waiter then asks, "How many people?" You reply, "Just one," or "Two people, please." The teacher looked at one student and asked him to repeat, "Two people, please." The student repeated it, a little shy but clear. The teacher nodded. "Very good. Simple sentences create confidence." He went on. The waiter shows you a table and says, "Please have a seat." You sit down and say, "Thank you." The teacher stopped again. "Notice something," he said. Restaurant English is polite English. Words like please, thank you, and excuse me are very important. The story continued. After a few minutes, the waiter comes back with a menu and says, "Here is the menu." You take it and say, "Thank you." You open the menu, but you don't understand everything, so you ask politely, "Can you help me, please?" The teacher looked around the class. "This sentence is very powerful," he said. "Can you help me, please?" The students repeated it slowly. The teacher smiled and continued. The waiter replies, "Of course." You look at the menu and ask, "What do you recommend?" The waiter says, "Our pasta is very popular." The teacher explained gently, "When you don't know what to order, this sentence helps you a lot." He repeated, "What do you recommend?" The class repeated again. The story moved forward. You listen carefully and then say, "I would like the pasta, please." The waiter writes it down and asks, "Would you like something to drink?" You think for a moment and say, "Yes, I would like a glass of water." The teacher raised his hand slightly. "Listen carefully to this structure," he said. "I would like," he explained. This is a very polite and natural way to order food. The students practiced saying, "I would like a cup of tea," and "I would like some coffee." The teacher continued the story smoothly. While you are waiting for your food, the waiter comes again and asks, "Is everything okay?" You smile and say, "Yes, everything is fine. Thank you." The teacher looked at the students. "This sentence shows confidence," he said. "Everything is fine." The story flowed naturally. After some time, the waiter brings your food and says, "Here is your order." You look at the plate and say, "It looks delicious." The teacher smiled. "This sentence is very common in restaurants," he said. The students repeated, "It looks delicious." The teacher continued, "You start eating. The food tastes good." The waiter comes back and asks, "How is the food?" You reply, "It's very good. I like it." The teacher explained, "You don't need big words. Simple English is the best English." After finishing your meal, you want to pay. You call the waiter politely and say, "Excuse me." The waiter comes and asks, "Yes?" You say, "Can I have the bill, please?" The teacher paused again. "This sentence is very important," he said calmly. "Can I have the bill, please?" The students repeated it clearly. The teacher finished the story. The waiter brings the bill. You look at it and say, "Thank you." You pay and then stand up. Before leaving, you say, "Thank you, the food was great." The waiter smiles and says, "Have a nice day." You reply, "You too," and you walk out feeling confident, happy, and proud because you spoke English without fear. The classroom was silent for a moment. Then the teacher spoke again, softly. "You see," he said, "English is not scary. You don't need perfect grammar. You need simple sentences, confidence, and practice. Restaurants are real-life classrooms. Every conversation is a lesson." He looked at his students with encouragement. When you practice these conversations, imagine the situation. Imagine the waiter. Imagine the menu. Speak slowly, clearly, and confidently. Mistakes are normal. Speaking is more important than being perfect. The students nodded. Some smiled. Some looked inspired. The teacher ended the class with a final message. English is not just a subject. English is a tool. When you speak it, your world becomes bigger. Practice daily. Speak without fear. And remember, simple English is powerful English. Thank you so much for watching this podcast on English Motivated channel. If you enjoyed learning English through story and real-life conversation, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, English becomes easy when you use it every day. See you in the next podcast.